We live.
Are we live right now?
We are live.
Welcome back to the first episode of the Love and Crypto podcast. I'm your host, Crypto Wendy O, and this is my co-host, Hotep Jesus. How are you doing tonight, Hotep?
Fucking fabulous. I just have a typo in this tweet I just put out here. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited for the rebrand. I think it's going to be a lot of fun because we could talk about a lot of hot topics because realistically, everything in crypto kind of does relate back to the nuclear family because it's about freedom. It's about being self-sovereign and it's about improving the quality of life for you and your own people. So I'm excited because we're still going to talk about current events, and we have some tonight that do directly relate to to the nuclear family and how detrimental it could be. But how are you? How is the family?
Everybody's good, man. We're doing really well. Life is good. I'm doing very well as a coach this year.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm on my Phil Jackson shit. You know, I'm like really zened out coach where in fact, I was proud of myself because after we won this Sunday, my son came up to me and he said, one of the kids under the team said to him, I wish we had your coach because your coach doesn't yell all the time.
Oh.
Yeah. So I really don't do much coaching from the sideline. It's like we coach during practice, we coach during training, but during the game, it's like, go out there and do you know, and I'm just going to watch. And if I need to make adjustments, I'll sub somebody out. I have a talk with them on the sideline, and then we put them back out on the field, you know. There's no need to be yelling at the kids. They're only 12, you know, so I'm getting better.
A question for you. If somebody like scores a point or does something really well, do you get excited and do you yell?
Okay, yes. Now,
okay.
That's the one thing.
Different. Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're doing this year is instead of if a mistake is made, we're silent. Okay. Kids know when they make a mistake. You don't have to tell them they made a mistake.
Right.
And then when they do good, we yell and scream, yeah, good job, right? Positive reinforcement, lots of positive reinforcement. So it's been working well. We're seeing lots of improvement from the kids. And next week is going to be our big game. So we'll see. It's the final.
You know, that's actually very true what you said, that kids do know when they make a mistake. Because anytime Lo gets in trouble, she goes, because she knows.
Yeah, they know.
She knows. She's so smart, so she knows. So
I mean, I got the baby here, and when she touched something she's not supposed to have, she'll look dead at you and just drop it like on the slide. Look dead at you like I don't see you dropping that thing you weren't supposed to have. Is she still
in diapers? I don't remember how old she is.
Yeah, she's still in diapers.
I think it is the most adorable thing when babies are just like when your child is literally like running around in their diaper, and it's just so cute because they walk like all off balance. Like I have these videos of my daughter, of course I keep them private, but it's just so cute because they're just like running around the house. You don't know how they're not running into every single wall, every single sharp corner. Like we, in the old house we used to live in, we had this corner, it was a sharp corner, and she'd run out of the room and she'd like run around the corner, and we were like in the bed looking like, oh my God, she's gonna knock into the wall, and like their little butts are just waddling around with their
It's the cutest shit ever.
It is so cute because they're just these little, they're people, but they're like little people, and
little drunk people.
That's what they are. They're drunk. They're drunk.
They look like they're drunk, you know.
And it's just so cute because some of their times their legs are all bowed, and they're just, yeah, I love it. I think it's so cute. And plus too, when they do something bad, like they just look at you and it's just like they have these cheeks and it's like this fat everywhere.
And then the eyes. Oh man. And you're just not even mad anymore.
I don't know what age it goes away, but their mouth, it's like those, you know, those pictures, like the European pictures with the cherubs and stuff, and they just have that. It's like their mouth is like but it's so adorable because all babies have that. And it's just like this cute little angelic face, but even though when they did something wrong. Also too, for anybody in the chat, I'm going to start clipping the show again. So go ahead and post or DM me any good clips that you want. Just give me the timestamps. I need that, or post it in the chat.
Yeah.
That would be very, very helpful.
Somebody said Wendy's link tree has been removed, and another person said that alimony is tax-free income. What?
What? Oh wait, hold up. Let me get. Oh, you're right. I don't have a link tree anymore.
Good. Those things suck.
I listened to your advice. So I'm gonna send it right now.
Yeah, link trees are for like noobs.
Well, I am a noob. This is my new thing. So I put it in the DMs.
Okay.
Okay. What was I gonna say? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is it. Exactly. This is how it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on my website. Everything. Raider did it.
Yeah. It's
yeah,
beautiful.
the correct way.
Yeah, it looks a little girly, but it's beautiful.
I'm a woman. Let me be girly. Let me tell you something. I have been so masculine my whole life. Let me be girly. Let me be girly. Except,
Have been. You mean still are?
I have to be. Can you see these somebody?
We gotta get the coin bits up here, man.
We do need to get the coin bits up there.
We need to figure that out ASAP.
Just send me your ref link and I'll put it there. I'll have Raider update it.
No, I need Wendy O down with the crypto squad, down with the Coinbit squad.
I'll do it. I'll do it this weekend. No, these people are just so weird. Like I have to be mad. And I think that's what pisses them off is I am masculine and they don't like that because they're used to very docile women, but I've never been docile. I have to have my way with certain things and I won't back down from anybody. I just can't do it. It's not in my genetic. What are you eating?
Food.
Folk.
Chicken and beans.
Are you really?
No.
Yes. He's eating chicken and beans. He's lying to us.
Never.
Yeah, he's eating chicken and beans. Okay. All right. So I guess we should kind of start talking about new stuff. So I don't know what the hell is happening. I just know that I'm seeing all of these tweets about war.
Okay.
And I sent you the link from Fox News, and I know things keep getting updated. People keep saying that they're hearing like fire has been released. Breaking, and this is from Fox News. Breaking news: Russia's Putin declares special military operations in Ukraine, and then all the other small media outlets are bringing things up.
Can you send me that link?
I did. It's in your DMs.
Oh, let me see.
This is from Fox News. The reason why I use Fox News is because it was the first reputable media outlet that I saw it under, and because I'm on the Twitter feed and literally everybody is tweeting about it, and I just don't know if they're being true or not. Like somebody else said, NATO says Russia invasion of Ukraine beyond territories is already has begun. And then this girl I know, she posted, until I hear something from Ukraine, I call BS. Putin announces military operation. Ukraine warns attempts to interfere will be met with consequences never seen. I tend to believe him.
Yeah.
Because he's a fuck around and find out guy.
Right.
And from the way I've heard him talk and the way I've heard him speak on things and the way the media has portrayed him, he's very masculine and he's very not willing to back down. And I worked with a Russian woman for 7 years. And their culture is they're very like, it's very different than American culture, Western culture. Very different from Latino culture too, because they're literally in your face and they have like stone cold faces.
Yeah.
And they don't show any emotion like at all, any way, shape or form.
Yeah.
Even the women.
That's absolutely true. I worked, my desk was here, right across from me was a Russian woman, and it was the worst experience of my life. Not because she was Russian, just because she was an asshole. But I mean, I know lots of beautiful and wonderful Russian people who I've had great experiences with. She happened to be the shit of shit from Russia, and just a very jealous, envious dirtbag of a person she was. Yeah, just a scumbag, just a lying, dirty scumbag. Just lied on my name. Oh my God, did I say liar, scumbag, dirtbag? Bitch ass, punk ass.
Does Wendy need to go check her ass?
Yes, please.
I'll go handle that. I don't care if she's tall or not. I'll take her.
You trust me. She's a small little Russian girl.
But anyways, I mean, even like, cause there was a bunch of Russians that used to work at the they work in healthcare, so they used to work with us, and like some of them, there was like a couple that were nice, but they were very, it was just it was a learning curve. It was a learning curve, and I was able to understand what they were saying in Russian sometimes. I don't remember any of it now, but once you're around it all the time, you pick stuff up. But it's a very interesting group of people. Are we going to World War III?
No.
Why?
This is fake news. This is a distraction. This is us putting our nose where it doesn't belong. The Ukrainian people do not want war. I want to say 2/3 of Ukraine understands that they are Russian, and side with Russia. Putin has made claims that there are Nazi-like elements within the Ukraine, and I think that the powers that be would like to see that element rise up, so they have a new boogeyman, or so to speak, enemy in which to target in that region and destroy people's lives in that region. I feel sorry for everybody in the middle of that conflict, because I think things are going to get dirty. We are probably going to have military operations in Ukraine, both NATO and the U.S. We will probably be putting boots on the ground, if not espionage style, maybe some air attacks. But World War III, no, that's just not what this is.
I don't. And what's scary about it is, you know who they're sent anytime we have conflicts, you know who they send?
The poor.
No, they send the OGs in the military, the guys that have been in a long time, because the younger guys, they have a lot of problems with. I have family that's still in the military, and my cousin has been sent since 9/11. He's been sent like every single time there's a little conflict, they send him everywhere all the time. Like he's gone literally like 6 months out of the year dealing with all these different conflicts, because they have such structural problems in the military, because there's a lot of insubordination. There's people that think, there's a lot of poor people that sign up because they think they can have a better quality of life, but they're not used to being told what to do. It just doesn't end up working out. There's a lot of really crazy things.
Yeah, you need people with experience to handle this stuff.
So it's very sad. It's kind of a reflection on the current state of America and the way our society is. There's a lot of people that don't want to take accountability for their actions. There's a lot of people that don't want to mature. There's a lot of people that just that want to place blame on other people in all aspects of life. And it's just kind of sad that we don't even have common decency towards other people anymore.
Yeah, we've lost that a long while ago. I think that went in the 90s. Although we still had some decorum. Actually, I would say values. We lost decorum in the 90s and kept values. Now we have no decorum and no values.
Well, I mean, it's very sad though. It makes me really sad, especially for our kids. Like what kind of society are they going to end up growing up in?
Yeah.
Where's the schedule for the thing? I wrote all the things down that I wanted to talk about, and I can't find them.
Oh my gosh.
I have them in your
just
DMs.
Unorganized.
I am. This is the first time we're doing this show, so.
No, I'm just busting your chops. Busting
my balls.
The whole Russia thing is just proof that we should have kept Trump as president. That's all this is. It's just more proof.
Shots fired.
I mean, come on, man. Like, we were on good terms with Russia. There was nothing wrong. And now all of a sudden, people put Biden in office. And really, Biden has nothing to do with this. He's just a dummy. He's just a person to occupy a space. But he's not calling any shots, which means that the deep state is now calling shots. And it's back to business as usual. There's no thinking brain to get in the way, right? Like, at least Trump was a thinking brain to get in the way, right? No matter what capacity you want to say he was thinking, just the fact that you had a human body in there with the brain slowed everything down for the deep state. And that's what this came down to.
Well, one of the things that I thought was very unfortunate, like with this current administration, is I don't know what's happening. Like, I don't know what's happening. I see this red haired lady talking all the time. I don't know who she is. I don't know where she came from. She looks like a damn robot. I see her all the time talking. I don't know where the VP is. I don't know where the president is. Was that her name? I don't know what she does.
The redhead Russian communist.
She's the bot.
Plant.
Shabbat.
Yeah, that's Mark Zuckerberg. It's Mark Zuckerberg in drag. Our press secretary is Mark Zuckerberg in drag.
Where did she come from, though?
Facebook.
But my thing is like, I just don't like, because this is the thing.
When I think Trump she's Russian. Let's see. When Trump was
president, I always remember him speaking and Pence near him, the VP. Like, I remember that all the time. Like, that's all they showed. Everybody would troll Trump, everyone would troll Pence, but you would always see them together speaking about something. And now I see anytime I see Biden, she's not there. Anytime there's like a global event happening or something that needs to be addressed, I see her. I don't see him. And I'm like, what? This is not right. This is not normal. That would be like me on my YouTube show, having my daughter like co-host, like do the show for me, or have my sister do the show for me. They're like, who is this? Who is this?
So she's Polish.
Okay.
With Greek and Irish ancestry.
Okay.
Yeah. I knew she was Eastern European. She's a Nordic bitch. With a little bit of Irish in there. My bad. What were you saying?
Just so apparently there are explosions seen near Ukraine's Kharkiv after Putin declares war. So they're going at it, unfortunately.
I mean, when you hear explosions, it's like, who caused the explosions? Are these mock explosions? Are these, like, you're about to hear a whole bunch of fake news because, well, this is the year they want to just completely destroy America for Americans, get us involved in some shit that ain't got nothing to do with anything that we need to be involved in. And yeah.
All I want to say is, anybody's watching and listening to this, please just pray for all the innocents right now, because especially the kids, it's just it's really just, it's fucked up and it's heartbreaking. It's just sad.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
our kids have literally been through enough. They have literally been through enough, like the last 2 years, not just in America. I'm talking on a global scale.
You're right. The kids have been through enough. More than enough. Powers that be don't care about kids, though.
No, obviously. So I guess it's kind of, I know the thumbnail topic we have, we'll talk about that towards the end because I want to make a point about that. And I'm also going to send you something in a little bit. But I want to kind of talk about the importance of Bitcoin right now and being self-sovereign and having control of your money.
Super important.
Because so we had the issue that happened in Canada with the Emergencies Act.
Yeah.
And with the Emergencies Act, from what I read, they basically, Trudeau, whatever he is, he was able to go ahead and shut down. You know what? I've had it with these people. These people in power, they're supposed to be public servants. They're not acting as public servants. They're not servicing the public. They're servicing themselves. They're lining their pockets, and they're coming up with all of these crazy things because they want to have complete control. When in reality, and Canada is supposed to be civilized. Canada is supposed to be like this nice, friendly place. And if people want to go protest, that's fine. Let them protest. If they're not hurting anybody, if they're not looting, if they're not destroying, if they're not whatever, if they're blocking roads, if they're not hurting anyone, technically they kind of can, but really they're truckers. They are truckers that literally don't need to come in contact with anybody, and they're just protesting. Let them protest. Like, what people don't realize is, in a true decentralized economy, I get to have an opinion and you get to have an opinion, and you can't tell me what to do and I can't tell you what to do. It doesn't work that way. But humans are not ready for a true decentralized economy. And that's why I have such a problem with Bitcoiners, is because they spout all this stuff about a true decentralization, but then they're out here canceling people, just acting really bizarre. But with the Emergencies Act, they're basically able to go ahead and freeze accounts for people that they think are causing ruckus. And I don't see a peaceful protest as somebody that's causing that is being bad. Like, I don't think that that's grounds to have their stuff frozen.
Well, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Let's look at the double standard. When we had the Black Lives Matter protests that occurred worldwide, basically, or at least in the Western world, Europe, North America, Canada said, okay, protect these people's rights to protest. I mean, Black Lives Matter shut down highways, all types of stuff like that. You know what I mean? And now what this comes down to is, and what it also exposes how astroturf Black Lives Matter was, because the powers that be got behind them. Now we have truckers out there, and the powers that be are like, oh no, you don't have the right to protest. But Black Lives Matter had the right to protest, but now these people don't have the right to protest, which basically tells you that they disagree with your politics. They disagree. What it also tells you is that your fight is actually legitimate. And Black Lives Matter was illegitimate in some ways.
Well, one thing I want to say about
basically what I'm saying is there was an agenda put forth. Black Lives Matter was used in the agenda of attacking Trump, blaming things on Trump so they could remove Trump from office. The powers that be want to push mandates and all types of medical experimentations upon us. And they can't have people bucking against the system and having any power and demonstrating any type of power as far as that's concerned, or any type of animosity, because you might accidentally wake some people up. So they had to quell that protest and that rebellion. And that's basically what happened.
I just think it's really sad and frustrating because it felt like, I wonder if they got any crypto donations, Black Lives Matter.
I'm sure they got some.
They didn't need to ask for Bitcoin
but
donations.
They didn't need to, exactly. They never had their funds cut off.
And I think that that's the most important point, is that regardless of what your politics are, if you are hosting a peaceful protest, and you're not hurting anybody, you should not have your funds frozen. Right. So, and people can argue that all they want. They can argue about having the funds frozen for the truckers, but the actual people who are donating to the truckers, $10, $20, $40, their accounts were getting frozen too. They were getting caught up in it. They were people that were outside, that lived in Canada, that were getting their stuff frozen. And that's scary.
That is scary.
That is scary because, number one, if somebody's donating 10, 20, 30, 40, $100, they don't have a lot of money in the beginning and to begin with. Like they're probably, I don't want to say living paycheck to paycheck, but they probably have like maybe a savings account, maybe $5,000 to $10,000, if not less than that. They're probably barely getting by. A lot of people are struggling right now with all the insanity still happening from the panorama. And you're going to freeze people's accounts that are they're literally not doing anything wrong. They're sending $10 to somebody. It's like, like me, I live in California. We have homeless people everywhere. And if you really want to break it down that way, a lot of the homeless people in California, they weren't born and raised here. They came from outside places, and they're violent. Yeah. They're harassing people. They're raping people. They have weapons, all kinds of, they're doing drugs on the street. So realistically, if I'm handing a $10 bill to a homeless person to give them a donation, then you should kind of come after me for funding terrorism, because these people have ill intent towards like innocent bystanders. Yeah. I can appreciate that analogy. It's a fair analogy, based upon how irrational these governments have been, in alienating people's rights, and really exposing the access to tyranny they have, the ability to flex tyrannical power, dictatorial power, how quickly they turn on people, how quickly they label innocent people, how quickly they are to destroy your life, even when you're just trying to support a protest. Like you said, $5, $10. It's like, wow, like you're really going to freeze my bank account. So it exposes how much the state despises people and freedom.
true freedom. It despises that. It's like, oh my God, these people are about to be free. Lock them up. Freeze their accounts. And it's really like a declaration of war against people. When you cut off supply lines, like what happened in World War II, you cut off supply lines to belligerent nations. Even how the U.S. was complicit in assisting Canada and didn't stay a neutral party between Canada and Canada's constituents. That was also an act of war, a declaration of war against the people, against freedom, against rights. Very, very disgusting. I did a video on the Ottawa protest, and very disgusting what we saw from these governments.
Well, it's scary because I remember hearing stories about people that immigrated to the US from Cuba, and like how like the Cuban government literally went in and said, we're taking your stuff. And they took everything they literally went into different people's houses or whatever, and they took their stuff. They took their wealth. They literally went in, they did that. So people that were successful in Cuba, they figured out how to come here and leave here. I don't know exactly how my family came here from Germany and from Romania, but some of them got here somehow. And there's people that, and this was to get away from all of the oppression and from being mistreated. And people came and they immigrated to America for a better quality of life. And our American government is turning around and kind of, they're just being sacrilegious. They're going against what this country was kind of built on. I know that there's caveats to that, of course.
Well, let's get back to Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin is important, because it's permissionless. You don't need permission to send anybody currency, money. You can do that without any interference. And there's nothing they can do to stop it. Literally, nothing they can do to stop it.
Let's go ahead and let's talk about the facts here, because there's a little bit of a misconception on Bitcoin being free. Okay. So if I want to send you, if you have a paper wallet, which anybody that's watching this, I highly recommend, and you own Bitcoin, you're interested in Bitcoin, before you utilize any cold storage, you need to know how it works, and you need to know the importance of cold storage and what that means. Yeah. And holding onto your cryptocurrency offline. When you're holding onto your cryptocurrency online, you have full custody. That means you have to have a private seed phrase to access your wallet, to access your cryptocurrency that is stored on the blockchain. And what that means is let's say something happens, you lose your private seed phrase, or it gets misplaced, or you forget it. Guess what? You don't have access to your crypto anymore. You don't have access to your Bitcoin. So that's a huge problem. And that's why a lot of people don't like it, is because we're Americans and people across the world we're so lazy these days. We're used to having access to a bank and being able to call my bank and be like, oh, well, somebody used my card. Can I have access to this? Or With Bitcoin, you can't do that. But at the same time, when we're talking about being free and having complete custody and ownership of your money. And I do believe having access to one's money is a human right. Like, nobody should be able to come in and take from you. That's just not, it goes against it. I just feel like it's a terrible thing. But that's what's so cool about Bitcoin is. So if I have Bitcoin on cold storage and I want to go ahead and compensate you for something, or donate to you, or say, hey, go buy food with it, whatever it may be, I can send you Bitcoin from my ledger, from whatever it is. And you can have that. And then you can go ahead and take that Bitcoin, and instead of cashing it out, because that's where these people got in trouble. And I'm going to explain how that works. But what happened, but then you can go ahead and take that Bitcoin and find a merchant where, let's say you and your family need to buy food or a service, whatever it is. You take that Bitcoin from guns, ammo, flour.
Yeah.
A sewing machine. You can take that. You literally can take that and you can transfer it to somebody else and make another P2P transaction. But what people don't realize is, number one, the blockchain is transparent. Everybody can see what you're doing. Also, too, what happened with the truckers and how they got caught. And I did an episode with Samurai Wallet today, which I highly recommend you guys look into that, because we're going to talk about coin mixing in a minute and why that's so important. I think you should interview the guys from Samurai Wallet too. They're absolutely dope. They're super based. But mixing is a little bit different. So where these I'll come back to that in a minute, but where these truckers and where the people that donated, where it got effed up, is because when they went to cash it out, they went to a centralized exchange. And when you go to a centralized exchange, you have to KYC, know your customer, your name, your address, pass, whatever it may be. But because local laws and regulations require that, and you have to do that. So that's why we talk about having our cryptocurrency not on and not utilizing exchange. But for some people, they don't know how to be completely self-sovereign. That's why self-sovereignty is so, so important. That's why y'all need to be listening to this channel and to my channel, because we talk a lot about this stuff. So that's what happened. So the true intended purpose of Bitcoin was to be a complete P2P currency where I can send you Bitcoin, you can send me Bitcoin. We can take that Bitcoin, we can transact with a merchant, we can buy food, we can transact with somebody else for another P2P currency and do it. So that's where they got caught. But what a lot of people don't know is that there's different protocols. There's Tornado Cash for Ethereum, and there's mixing. I think it's CoinJoin for Bitcoin. And what it does is you can get it. I think Samurai Wallet only has it on their mobile phone, a Android phone. But basically what happens is I set up a Samurai Wallet, I transfer Bitcoin there. I want to send you some, I can go ahead and mix it. So when you're mixing the transaction, it gets cut up. And this is the way that Mr. Samurai explained it to me. You have one gold coin. You cut it up into 10 pieces, and then you use those 10 pieces to pay for different things. They're not physically able to track where those 10 pieces came from if you melt it down and you do that. And that's basically what coin mixing is once you go ahead and send a Bitcoin transaction, it goes to all these different places, it goes through all these, gets mixed, and you can't tell where it's from. And that's why mixing is so, so important, because once you mix it, you can't tell where it's going to go to. And that's why it's super important. And we all need to know how to do that, especially if shit really hits the fan.
Yeah, I think that's a valuable tactic you just made people aware of. In fact, the government has the FBI on the case. I believe they're opening up like a cryptocurrency investigation division, and they're probably going to have AI come in. And so I hope they step their coin mixing algorithm up, because the FBI is going to try their best to try to track that and put the pieces back together, right? But yeah, I understand there's various ways to do this, but I think the important thing you mentioned was the exchange, right? Where you when you cash out, once you start dealing with a financial institution that is regulated under FinCEN in the SEC here in America, or FinTrack in Canada, well, they're going to come get your ass. It's that simple. But as long as you keep your stuff, that's why I think it's very important to have a pure crypto economy, because they can't regulate that. If I transact with you with Bitcoin, I just transact with you with Bitcoin. So instead of trying to cash it out and buy things, try to buy things with Bitcoin is my point.
I agree 100%, because so Biden was supposed to, I kind of did something bad. So there was a Yahoo writer, and Yahoo is not the best media source because they do sponsor content. They don't disclose all this kind of stuff, which is fine. That's their business. But one of the Yahoo reporters, like, Biden's going to issue an executive order to regulate cryptocurrency and to establish a task force to understand how it works, even though these dumbasses know how it works. They've been doing this forever. Anyways, though, and I asked, I says, where's the source? And people are like, she is the source. And I'm like, I want to see the executive order from the president, because generally they put like an official thing out. I want to know, because just because somebody's saying it, there's always all this stuff coming out. Of course, it's not going to happen this week, especially with Russia and Ukraine right now. It's definitely not going to happen. But I forgot what my point was. Oh, but yeah, they are going to be, they know how this stuff works, and they're going after big people. But one of the tips that I was giving my audience was that if you want to go ahead and mix your coins, make sure you've already paid taxes on it, and then go mix the coins that you haven't paid taxes on, because if you do not pay your taxes, they will for sure come. You'll be more of a target.
Yeah. So I just had to put somebody in timeout, because I'm just tired of this dumbass question and dumbass point. Oh, what if they turn off the power? I hate that point. I hate when people say that shit. It's the most annoying, non-thinking rebuttal to Bitcoin. If they turn off the power, fuck Bitcoin. What are you going to do about your refrigerator, stupid? What are you going to do about your refrigerator? You worried about money? How you going to keep your food cold, dumbass? You worried about Bitcoin. What is your ATM going to work?
No.
Is your credit card going to work? Are the lights in your house going to work? Why the fuck are you using this as a rebuttal for Bitcoin? If they turn off the power, Bitcoin and money will be the least of your concerns, dumbass. Stop saying that shit. I hate people. Next time y'all say some dumbass shit about what the power is, I'm just going to put you in timeout. Like a little kid, I'm just go in timeout. Sit your ass down in the corner and think about what you did wrong. But that's just a dumbass thing. Oh, well, Bitcoin, they turn off the power. Niggas is dumb.
I'm gonna clip that.
I'm sorry. Stupidity is my pet peeve. B Weezy Bird 199. Thank you. He said, thank you, Putin, for the crypto discounts. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, because people are panic selling and people are freaking out, which if anything, it makes no sense. Well, because the whales manipulate the market. There is some sort of whale manipulation that happens, and it is what it is, but it happens. It's human nature. Humans screw everything up. Humans always. But more importantly, there's different ways you can access it. They have radios, all kinds of different things without power. I have a friend that debunked all of that stuff. But
yeah.
I mean, if anything, people should they should want to be buying Bitcoin. When we do actually experience a real bear market, you will see Bitcoin kiss $20,000 right now. What is the price at right now?
Is it going to hit 20?
If we're in a bear market, yeah, we should.
Oh, good.
And the reason why is because we generally have like an 80% correction. Of course, though, this market that we're currently in, everybody does need to understand. Oh my God, it's at 35,000. Yeah. So what everybody does need to understand is that Bitcoin is being put to the test right now. This was the intended purpose of Bitcoin. The intended usage was for Bitcoin to be an actual P2P currency during times of upheaval, because Satoshi said it was electric cash. Bitcoin is electric cash,
right?
And it allows you to be self-sovereign, yada, yada. We are dumping. We will probably, if anybody's looking at the chart, we will probably kiss $33,000 again. I would be very cautious though. If I were you, I would just set limit buys. I have limit buys set all the way down to $20,000.
But that's smart.
And the reason why is I'm going to buy all the way down when we continue to dump, and then I'm going to hold it and I'm going to swing it. So this will be a longer term trade for me.
Yeah. No, that's a good idea.
So that's what's going on with that. But I mean, there's so many people that are upset about Bitcoin. They don't like it. They don't necessarily understand how it works. And it's absolutely ridiculous. So breaking: former President Trump live on Fox News moments ago. This never would have happened under Trump administration. He's right, though. He's right. And I'm not on either party side. Trump was an alpha and he had an ego. Same with Putin. They would have, that's why they got along. That's just my opinion though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not even looking at the chat. Should I be looking at the chat?
No, I'm looking at a whole nother feed right now. A whole nother,
what's happening?
No, there's people like breaking down, the invasion of,
Share it with us.
What do you mean share it? You want me to share somebody else's stream?
No, just what are they saying?
I don't know what they're saying. I'm talking to you.
Oh my God. We're going to go to the next story unless there's something that happens. Let's see. We need to talk. Should we talk about this one? Wait, hold on. Let me pull this up right here. Let me see. Oh, since we're talking about Russia, do you want to talk about about Russia's proposed Bitcoin bill?
Wait, what? Russia's got a bill too?
Yeah. So you want to know what's funny? United States has been stagnant with crypto for like 9 million years because they're just ridiculous. Yeah. So Ukraine and Russia both introduced like bills that they introduce these bills to go ahead and kind of regulate crypto and make it legal.
Oh, okay. I think I might have heard about that. Yeah.
I don't have the article in front of me, but I'm looking at this one article that I have, and they basically like people are mad because in Russia, they are going to make Bitcoin and crypto legal, but there's some caveats there. I believe if you want to invest over $650 or over $600 of fiat currency into Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, you have to take a literacy test to make sure you understand how this stuff works. And that's one aspect. And people are mad about it. These same dumbasses that are mad about it are the same ones that are going to buy coin ABC because I say coin ABC, and then they're going to call the SEC and report me. This is the same people that are going to do that. So they should have to take a test because these humans,
No, they should.
I think that they should.
No, absolutely not.
So that they can just go ahead and blame their poor decisions on being an idiot on other people?
Nah, like the test is the obstacle. They could rig the test.
That's true. But well, I mean, how do you stop people from being stupid then?
I mean, let's say you can't pass the test, but you're also not dumb enough to buy anything other than Bitcoin, and you're not dumb enough to, dabble in the other cryptocurrencies, right? Also, you're messing up my timing on when I could get invested. Like, what if I'm waiting on you to approve my results, and that's a 6-month wait? Like,
True.
You know what I mean? Like, no, the state needs to mind their business and let people lose their money on their own, right? Like, that's the same argument Alexander Hamilton made. Alexander Hamilton was like, oh, these people don't know how to handle their money, so we got to do it for them. It's like, no, you got to let people go broke so they learn how to manage their money. I didn't learn how to do anything in life without fucking up first. Your children don't learn how to walk without falling. Your children don't learn how to be adults without failing. You have to give people room to fail.
Yeah, but did you call and cry about it when you failed?
No. Man.
Okay, that's a difference between you and somebody else.
Well, there's nobody to call with crypto.
They want to call the SEC. They want to call all these people.
These things should not exist, and there should be no one to call. If you take all your money and you bet it on something and you lose it, it's the equivalent of going to Las Vegas and putting it down on the crap table or putting it down at the blackjack table. You're gambling. Stop gambling, stupid. And the only way somebody's going to learn is to lose.
We need to get an audio of you like yelling, raising your voice. I don't know. I think you might have changed my mind on that, but I'm just so sick of people saying, well, I bought this because so-and-so said, or I bought this, or I spent all my money. I spent my mortgage. I spent this and that. And it's just like, I'm just tired of people making excuses for themselves. I'm really, really tired of it. It's like, just because you made a poor decision is your choice. Buying crypto is hard, especially if you're buying NFTs. You have to wait. You have to go connect. You have to get a decentralized wallet. You have to deal with the MetaMask. You have to go to these Discords to get on the whitelist, do all this stuff. It's freaking hard. But yet again, these people buy so much money, they lose their money, and then they blame it on person XYZ. And it's like, are you freaking serious? Like, you literally spent probably 4 hours getting everything set up so you can buy this damn whatever it is you want to buy, and you're mad because it lost money.
Hey, that's your fault. I mean, Wendy, people can go buy penny stocks and lose their money in penny stocks. Why is crypto any different?
It's not. I don't think it is, but people
well, that's because people are allowed to go bet on penny stocks. There shouldn't be any regulation. Stop regulating. If you lose your money, you need to learn how to manage your money better. It's that simple.
Well, that's because I'm a man. That's why.
What? Shut up. So, let me bring this on the screen because the chat wants to hear about Ukraine. I'll probably go live later and talk about this.
We'll just talk about it now.
I'll have to do some research first. So it looks like they have Russian rockets in Ukraine popping off. Allegedly. Everybody thinks World War III is popping off.
I don't think it's going to be World War III. I don't think it is.
Boom, boom, bang, 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 boom, 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 bang, bang, boom, boom. MLRS systems active against Ukrainian positions. Allegedly, video of explosions in Kharkiv, Ukraine. AD was previously active in the area. Deployment. So it looks like it's popping off in the Ukraine.
People are doing space. This is the problem. You know what the damn problem is? You know what the problem is?
What's that?
The problem is social media needs to someone needs to shut Twitter down right now. They shut it down anytime that happens with the Mr. With Jaja and Mr. EpiPen. Anytime something happens with that, they shut the damn Twitter down. They need to shut Twitter down right now.
What did that do? Why did they shut it down?
They need to shut it down so people stop going in hysteria and say World War III, World War III, World War III.
Yeah. Some countries do that.
Well,
mostly because they're afraid of propaganda.
Well, the United States pushes the propaganda. So.
Ain't that the truth?
And I'm feeling very healthy and happy today, by the way, guys.
Pray for all the innocents that will be impacted. Tweets Wendy O.
I did.
ETH.
I did tweet that because everyone's being stupid and they just need to fucking focus on, excuse my language. They need to just stop being dramatic over this. It's very sad. And literally what I said, like the children are going to be hurt by this. They're going to be impacted. It's always the kids and it's not fair. Like, when are we going to stop hurting our kids?
Explosions heard across Ukraine after Vladimir Putin announced a special military operation.
That was 20 minutes ago.
Moving on.
We're going to talk about this topic because this shit pissed me off.
Okay.
And I shouldn't be talking about this topic because I'm a woman, right? We're not supposed to be talking about this topic. So I want to talk about
repeal the 19th.
What happened?
Nothing.
Say it again.
Nothing.
Say it again.
Yeah, I heard a snort.
I want to talk. This is upsetting. And actually, I'm going to hold on a second. I'll be right. I have to go get my phone, my other phone.
Even if it was real, which is not, Ukraine is rightfully Russian territory. Indeed, it is.
What happened?
It's real. Putin said yesterday they were doing it to taking the eastern front of Ukraine. Now I'm just reading the chat here. Jeff Moss said it's a fake CGI war.
What's that? What's CGI? What is that?
I don't know. Computer graphic interface. What does it stand for? I don't know. It's just like graphics.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Like.
Well.
Computer generated imagery. I think. Let me see. Yeah. Computer generated imagery. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to talk about this next story. This is important because it pissed me off when I saw it. And it's not very anti-woman of me to be speaking about this.
Is this the abortion topic?
Yeah, can we talk about this?
Let's talk about it.
Wait, let me send you this picture, and I want you to show the chat so they can understand. This is a picture. What? I'm sending you a picture of me 21 weeks pregnant.
Oh God.
Fine, I won't. Actually, I can show right here. Will it show up?
Put it in the DMs, damn it.
I'm going to put it in the DMs, but this is a picture of me.
Put it on the screen.
No, I want you to, because I think it provides important context, because people are like, oh, I can't tweet that. Oh my God. Hold on. I have one of me in a bikini too. It's so funny.
Please, we don't want to see that.
I'm not going to be no, I would not post. Hello, that's privacy. Hello.
You just want to be a influencer so bad.
I am the blueprint in the industry. I make men so mad in my industry that they're still talking about me from 2 years ago. Some guy was so triggered by me because I said something nice to this guy that I follow his post. He's like, he like posted all this misinformation to me, and I'm like, you're fucking saying that I threatened these people. I'm like, dude, I was the one that got rape and death threats. No, you got your stuff messed up. So this is a picture of me. You can share the chat, but basically what happened, or you share the show, but basically what happened and this happened on the 21st, breaking Colombia's high court decriminalizes abortion. Women now have the right to terminate a pregnancy through the 24th week. So basically a woman could go ahead and get an abortion at 24 weeks, up to 24 weeks.
You look Puerto Rican as hell right here.
Me?
Yeah, you look mad Puerto Rican right there.
I told you I look like different. I change. My skin color changes. This picture of me.
You went from Wendy to Maria.
I'm 21 weeks pregnant here. 21 weeks.
21 weeks?
I was 21 weeks pregnant, and that's all belly. Can you imagine getting an abortion? Like, can you imagine somebody that's that pregnant getting an abortion?
No. That's kind of wild, actually.
Like, this is the thing. If me personally, I would not get an abortion unless it was done out of incest or RAPE. I wouldn't at this stage in my life. And that, I mean, and I've never had one either. I've had miscarriages and I've had ectopic pregnancies. But until I actually got pregnant and gave birth, I didn't realize this how special and how important it was. And I understand people do make mistakes and there's stuff that happens, but at 24 weeks, that's like way too long. Like, I mean, if I was a doctor, I couldn't do it. Like, 24 weeks.
So do you think it should be criminalized?
I just don't, I just not understanding why people are waiting that long. I don't understand. As a woman, I just want to know why we're waiting that long to get to make that decision. Like your breasts
do
are
you
already.
Think it should be criminalized?
What do you mean by that? Explain it.
Do you think it should be criminalized?
To get an abortion at 24 weeks?
Yes.
I kind of feel like it's a really bad thing. You feel the baby move, like you can feel the feet, you can feel their bottoms, like you can feel their backs, you can feel the little feet in the hands.
Do you think it should be criminalized?
I don't know how to answer that.
That means you might do some jail time.
I don't know how to answer that, man. It's a hard question.
It's a yes or no. That's how you answer that. Yes or no.
Do you think? I don't know. It's just I want to know why. I want to know why people want to do that far along.
Because they're irresponsible.
But at 24 weeks.
That's kind of wild.
24 weeks.
Yeah, that's really wild. I'll be honest, that's wild.
Like I get but it's because you're like your breasts are already developing. There's some women get milk in them already. Like you saw my stomach, that was like a literal baby in my stomach, a literal damn baby in like a person in my stomach. And like if you look under that thread, people are showing pictures of their preemies that they gave birth at 24 weeks, and and they survived. So it's like I don't know. I feel like that's
what's the full term?
I forget. 9 months. What's the full term?
How many weeks is that?
Let me look. Maybe the chat knows.
Chat, tell us. I don't feel like doing no math right now.
I think it's it's not 52 weeks.
It's 50 something.
No, it's 39 weeks. 39 weeks.
39 weeks?
Mm-hmm. It's full term.
And you were what, 22 in that pic?
21.
21?
Approximately, yeah. And they only get after that point, like after 20 weeks, you just get big so fast after that.
Yeah. Oh, shout out Ms. Nita in the chat.
Oh, Nita's in the chat.
Ms. Nita.
Hey,
here.
Nita. Nita, I'm going to try to come tomorrow night.
Kick her ass for me, Ms. Nita.
Oh, shut the hell up. I'm going to tell her to come for you because she saw the clip when you were talking about my hair.
When it was dusty.
It looks nice tonight. I put my treatment on 2 nights ago.
Oh boy. At least
because me
dusty.
Oh, shut up. Because you know me, I can't wash it every night because I'm Puerto Rican.
Jay said it's 38 weeks if you're Puerto Rican.
My daughter came out at like 40 weeks or something like that. I don't know. She came late. She was supposed to be doing my birthday, but she came late. I don't know. I just feel like 24 weeks is way too long. Like, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, that's crazy to me.
It is crazy. I'm not going to say it's not crazy. I'm just questioning whether it should be criminalized or not.
But people are like literally, and half of them are not even wearing their masks. They're literally celebrating that ruling.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know the specifics of the ruling, if they're decriminalizing abortion altogether. I don't know. My opinion on this is very, very nuanced. It's also very heartful and heartless at the same time, right? So on one hand, I'm like, okay, the thought of going through with an abortion makes my stomach turn. Like thinking about what's actually happened, the actual operation,
right?
It kind of makes me I'm nauseous thinking about it, right? I'm questioning what's wrong with this person mentally when they want to do like a late term abortion. And I think it's wrong. Okay. Now I'm also like an anarchist. So I'm like, should the state have a say so in this thing? Right. And for me, it's no. If you want to kill your offspring, I think you should have every right to. We as a society, I think it is our job to dictate the culture. We've allowed the state to dictate a culture which puts people in the position of getting pregnant and having irresponsible pregnancies because of the debauched and decadent culture they've created. Okay. The lechery that exists out here. So I think it's on us instead of criminalizing abortion. Let's change the culture so it doesn't happen. That's what I'm interested in. Instead of punishing the few people that do this, let's show people a better culture so that when people do, and a lot of this comes down to men. Raider Nation, what up, man? Wasted talent in the building. A lot of this comes down to men, man. Men accept poor behavior from women, and that exasperates the problem. So we have to, as men, we have to do a better job on setting some standards for women, and in turn, I think that will make things better.
I agree.
I don't like the whole thing that the left does. Like, they're like, yeah, kill babies, and they make it sound like it's cool, like it's funny, and like that's what I'm saying. Like, on one side you have like the cultural push of abortions, which I think is worse than anything, right? Like that is like worse than the state criminalizing it, right? For me, it's like that culture of saying abortion, and I hate the state and all of its oppressive ways, but I know that it's much worse when the culture is championing the death of children. Like, that's just pure evil. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the left does. They're like, yeah, I got an abortion. I got 16. Ha, 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 ha. And they're laughing about it. Women are like laughing about it. So I'm like, yo, you're proud of that? Like, ooh, I don't know. It's not cool. It's not cool.
Well, that was another topic too, is like, there's this lady, she's having an abortion party to celebrate her 2 abortions that she had. Like she's legit throwing a party for that. And I'm like, I just don't understand. Like, that's something, right, like the way I was brought up, like, I just feel like that, like, that's a personal choice for somebody, and that's not my business. And that's a personal choice for somebody. But why would you like share? I just don't understand why somebody would share it and be like, I did this, and like be like celebrate it. Like, it's one thing when you're sharing. It's one thing when you're sharing it to kind of teach a story, maybe say, I believe in this, or I don't believe in it, and give an actual reasoning why you're bringing it up.
Right.
Because like anytime I talk about DV or SA and I talk about me being a survivor, the reason why I say that is because I'm trying to explain, like teach a lesson or to prove a point about something or bring awareness to it. But when you're like out there saying I had 4 abortions or I did this regarding that, but it's like, is that really a flex? Because to me, it's disgusting. Like, that's something that should be kept private. That's your personal business. That's between you and the father of the child. That's between, that's a personal situation. It could have been a very traumatic situation, but like, why are you going to celebrate something like that? Because realistically, at the end of the day, you're still it's going to be one of the biggest decisions of your life to do that. It's going to change the course of your life, whether you want to keep that child or whether you want to go through with that. And it's going to it impacts a lot of women mentally, and they don't understand that. They don't understand that until years and years later. They really don't. And it's the same thing with the sex worker industry. They don't understand that some of those choices they're going to make young while they're doing sex work, it's going to impact them later on in life, and they don't get it. And I'm just like,
yeah, but I mean, that's what you get from a debauched culture, man, running around with their ass out on Instagram, and that's the wave. You're going to get an over-sexualized society, and over-sexualized society leads to, irresponsible pregnancies.
I mean, there was always irresponsible pregnancies throughout history, though.
Yeah. Especially when you start dealing with debauched societies like Rome and Greece.
They were the ringleaders.
Early Rome had some decorum about themselves. Like, you weren't allowed to be a hoe in early Rome. You weren't allowed to just be fooling around and shit like that. That wasn't until later even Caligula, you know, like his incestual ways, messing with his sisters and whatnot, the society frowned upon. And it was mostly Greece where they was getting nasty.
I'm just
Right. So let's go back in history, right? When you were dealing with a Spartan nation and a child was born into the Spartan nation, if that child was born deformed, they tossed him off the side of a cliff. Do you agree with that?
no.
I do. I think that it's wrong to have a child come into this world and have to live a life of deformity.
Yeah, I'd agree.
That's really hard for somebody to deal with.
But back then they didn't know, like they didn't have the technology we had today. So like back then, like I'm all for somebody deciding to terminate a pregnancy if it's a high risk pregnancy and they know that.
No, I'm talking about the baby's already born. This wasn't pre-op. This is post-op. The baby's here. They look at it. They go, okay, yeah, this baby's deformed. Not going to work, because they were looking out for the survival of their people.
It was a different time though, too. A very, very different time.
It's a very different time. Absolutely. But I again, this is genetic engineering at a very rudimentary level. And in some ways, I do agree with genetic engineering of your species. Women genetically engineer this species by the mate they select, who they choose to copulate with, is how they genetically engineer a species. If you have a bunch of women choosing ain't shit niggas, they are going to genetically engineer a ain't shit nigga society. It just is what it is. So
I picked the cream of the crop.
There you go. One time for the homie. So women are the first genetical engineers, and with this whole abortion situation, you know, it ends up being their choice, right? And I think it should be their choice. And I don't believe in giving the state any amount of power, period. We as a society have to come up with a solution on how we deal with abortion that does not include the state. And that to me is way more productive than giving the state more power. Because when you give the state power, what they're going to do is they're going to say, oh, well, we made this decision on the abortion case, so any other medical procedures, we basically can make decisions for you on your behalf, such as the medical experimentation that's gone down for the past 2 years. And that's what that opens the door for, right? You got to remember, every time you make a ruling, you set a precedent. So you say, oh, well, they can construe this case of abortion and the government's ability to weigh in on it as the government's ability to make choices for your body.
See, this is why I like listening to you talk, because you'll speak about something and it's always long, but it has a meaning, and it's always facts. And then at the very, very end, it's like, and it just, no, because it all makes sense. Like all of the story, like it's consistent facts. And then at the end, all these facts tie together, and that makes sense. Yeah. Because when you're speaking about it on that perspective, that lets society choose. Because as a society, then we kind of get to dictate, okay, well, I live in this county, so this is what's going to happen. This is the societal norm there. Like we don't drink after 9 o'clock, or we, you know, whatever it is. So people kind of morph into that society to be accepted. Because if you're not accepted into a society, especially if you look back at the early days of evolution of humans, if you're kind of an outcast, you're going to die probably.
Yeah, I mean, I think shame is a good thing too, right? Like, what if every time we saw a fat person, we went boo, right? You'd probably not have so many fat people. What if every time a thought posted a picture of their ass on Instagram, she walked outside and everybody went boo? She'd probably stop doing that, right? The fat person would probably stop eating so much, right? So I'm a fan of shaming people, and I think that's way more effective. If you're a hoe, we should go boo, you nasty little dirty hoe, and we should shame you out of society. That's how they used to do it back in the day. Could you do it the opposite way and give people love? You could absolutely do it the opposite way. I think there's two ways to to handle a problem. But
I like the second scenario. I think that as a society, I think that we should uplift people for the positive things they do, because that's how I parent my child.
Yeah.
Anytime she does something good, I'm like, you're amazing. You did, and I talk about, you did this. I'm proud of you for doing this. And when she does something bad, I'm like, I don't want to talk. I tell her, like, I don't even want to talk to you. Like, you know what you did wrong. I explain you did that.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you. But when she does something good, I always make sure to give her more attention when she does something good.
You know, I went to Africa and there was no fat people there. I went to Tanzania and I took an account of all the fat people I saw. And there's one dude there with a beer belly, and he was the one that was working closely with the Europeans. The natives, nobody was fat. They were doing backflips on the beach. They were dancing upside down on their hands.
Wow.
Like dancing in handstands, like jumping on handstands. Like some of the most in shape people I've ever seen in my life. Just doing shit like just backflips on the beach and just, I'm just like, yo, it's like a fucking circus out this bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna make any monkey references.
You did that. This is your show now.
This is your show.
No, this is your show.
But it was beautiful. I had a great time, and there was no fat people there. You know, and the reason why Miss Nita, like, what the hell is going on? Sorry, Miss Nita. You have entered the wild side.
This is you. This is your damn show. This shit ain't my show. This is Hotep Jesus show now.
But you know,
you better leave my ass out of it. You and your mess. During this month, how dare you?
During Black History Month of all time.
How dare you? How dare you?
But you know, it comes down to the fact that the state cannot be trusted. The state created fat people. How about that? And you know, for example, when we talk about, you know, the medical experimentation last year, they, you know, people, oh, the FDA approved it or something. You know what the FDA approved? The FDA approved yellow 90, red 40, high fructose corn syrup. I mean, a bunch of things that are just like chemically not conducive to good health. Okay. And these things are banned in foreign countries, but here in America, we allow this stuff. And, you know, I talked to some overweight kids on my soccer team and their parents, right? And they're like, well, what can I do? And, you know, like, do I have to stop eating meat? I'm like, yo, you can eat all of that stuff. Just stop feeding them synthetic foods. If it's a fake food, if it's a processed food, don't give it to them. Well, orange juice, though, is not real orange juice. Are you going to get cold pressed orange juice? If you're not going to get cold pressed orange juice, you're not giving them real orange juice. You're giving them artificial sugars. Apple juice, cranberry juice, artificial sugars, artificial flavoring. All this stuff is going to lead to because what happens is when you ingest this stuff, what the body does is it doesn't know what to do with these foreign things. So it goes, you know what? Let's just cover it in fat cells, put it to the side. Instead of trying to digest it, it just puts fat cells around it and then stores it. And that's why you start having this fat. That's why you need a detox to break down the fat and then to flush this stuff out the system, and all types of stuff comes out of your system. Like, where'd that come from? Right? Because this fat cells start getting broken down and start releasing all these things that have accumulated over the years. But that's literally what the body does. It goes, what is this? I don't even know what this is. I've never seen this before. This is not food. Quick, wrap it in fat, get it out of here. And that's why we have obesity in America.
Well, exactly. Like I think we talked about last show or the show before, but like when I'm, and I can tell now, I think it's because I'm getting older, my body's getting tired, but I can tell, like, if I eat something and it's processed or it's got a lot of preservatives in it, I literally get sick after. So I have to be very careful what I put in my body. I used to love to eat Sour Patch Kids. I can't eat those shits anymore. It's like maybe like once every 2 weeks. I can't eat Doritos. I can't eat potato chips. It literally makes me sick. Like I have to eat. Like I'll eat chicharrones because it's literally the pork and the whatever, but it's like I have to eat. If I cannot pronounce anything, they're so good. Chicharrones are good and they're low carb.
That's some Puerto Rican shit.
I'm not Puerto Rican.
What is it? That's some white people shit. What is it? I don't know. Chicharrones? Is it Italian?
It's like a Hispanic thing.
Is it? Oh, okay.
They like fry the pork or the fat or something. I don't remember. I don't even know.
Okay.
But it's keto. There's like no carbs in it, so it's good. And then you get the crunch.
There's
it's
nothing
good.
wrong with carbs, but continue.
I get fat when I eat carbs. And that's on my mom. That's on my mom. Okay. Even though my mom will literally be like, I'll be like, Mom, do you want a bite of the sandwich? She'll be like, it's too rich for me. And I'm like,
carbs are energy. There's nothing wrong with carbs. We got to stop
But
telling
I-
people carbs are bad. Carbs
But
are
if
bad
you-
if you don't work out. If you don't burn
carbs are
that
bad if
energy.
you're eating cookies.
No, again, that's sugar. It's not the carbs in the cookies that are bad.
Well, I can't eat. I try not to eat too much carbs. I don't starve myself from carbs, but I don't eat too much carbs because it just doesn't make me feel good.
Yeah.
But I feel like one of the biggest things is people just put junk in their bodies and they don't want to be, they refuse to be healthy. But talking about that, you know how upset I am? My daughter's favorite musician is playing in LA County, and I can't take my kid to go see because they say children under 5 years old are not allowed to attend the concert hall, and children, and then they don't say children 5 from 10 need to get the virgin olive oil, but everybody over the age of 5 has to have the virgin olive oil and the booster seats to go in.
Yeah.
So I can't take my kid.
Right.
I'm pissed. I'm mad, like angry mom.
They're supposed to be lifting the mandates here.
Yeah, they're not here. Here they want that 60% of the parents of the school wanted the kids to wear the damn mask on the playground outside. There's like 300 kids. There's 300 kids in the entire school. I'm like outside.
I was
outside.
we were in the gym, and this is inside, but dude said, we was in there kicking the ball around. Dude said, I gotta have your mask on. I'm like, you want the kids to put the mask on and play soccer at the same time? Yeah. I'm like, you do that to other kids? He said, hey, my basketball team wears masks when they play basketball. I'm like, you make them wear masks while they play basketball? He's like, yeah, that's what the city said you have to do. And I'm just looking at him like, wow, you just do whatever people tell you to do, huh? Okay. Just really weird. Just really, really odd. Again, trust, participation, compliance, the worst things to happen to a civilized society.
Who said we were civil?
Yeah, exactly. Good point. We are far from civilized.
Because all this stuff that's happening, it's not civilized. It's just to an extent I get it, but but at the same time it's like, you wear the damn thing. I don't want to wear it. I'm tired of wearing this shit. I've been wearing this too long. Like,
Yeah,
I'm healthy.
it's
I'm
absolutely
fine.
ridiculous.
So
it's anti-common sense. It's anti-science. It's anti-human.
You said it's anti-science.
It's just anti-everything.
Let me tell you something about statistics. Statistics is not real math. And the reason why it's not real math is because it's a false illusion. It is a false illusion of the sample size that you're taking from, because you can literally take a sample size from one part of the world and it's probably the same group of people, and you can go ahead and run your sample or whatever, I forget what the hell they call it. And if you run this, you're going to get a particular result, and then you try to take that particular result from this rural part in like the Appalachian Mountains and then apply it to a community in LA County, which is completely different. It makes no damn sense in their scheme.
That's ridiculous.
That's what they do. That's what they've been doing. What do you think they've been doing? What do you think they've been doing?
Imposing communism, basically.
Yeah, that's what they've been doing. Do we have any update that's going on and wherever?
I'm looking at the updates now, trying to figure out what's going on.
I'm
I'm seeing a lot of conflicting reports.
Yeah, everybody is. I am, and for the somebody says
I see some people saying there's actually no reports of bombing in Ukraine.
See, it's crazy. Like I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on, and alls I know is that I just hope no innocents get hurt. That's all. It's literally becoming too much, and it's very sad. And one of the things, and Nita and I have talked about this, that it's really impacting our kids.
Yeah.
Really, really impacting our kids.
Uh-huh.
So
they're getting it worse than anybody.
So I don't know. Do you have anything else for this evening?
No, that's all I got. Let me go see what's going on with this Ukraine shit.
What did you and what are you and Uncle Hotep talking about? He's been posting some funny shit. Like
Yeah, he's hilarious.
I see him on the feed. I'm like, holy. He posted some rap about Putin that someone made. I died. I just died.
I didn't see that one.
I think I'll send it to you. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, set alerts. Make sure to watch Hotep and Uncle Hotep. Hotep's Been Told You tomorrow night at what time?
8 p.m. Eastern.
All right. I will catch you next week.
All right.
Bye.